Hello, this is Alex Avila at IES Central, or Cyberschool as most of you probably know. And in this video, I'll be going over how to make some edits on your page per request for one of our clients. And so I'll be going over how to set up set up links to certain pages that we create, as well as how to set them through other instances like this icon navigation, for example. And so if you aren't familiar, let me go to the home page and you might see some icons on your page like you see here, the student registration, online payments, staff resources, and board docs. Or if you're just starting out with this, if you're a new client, you might see like quick icon 1 or quick icon 2, etc. And so I'll be going over how to kind of set these up for certain pages. So I'll actually just use these for example, and let me go to a new tab in the site config. Okay, so to start, if you aren't familiar, I'll be going over how to create a page as well, actually right now. So I'll open up this navigation editor, and you'll see all this navigation, all these links in the top nav pertaining to this top nav up here. So let me actually just, oops, wrong one. Let me actually just disable all these so that we only have the home showing in the top nav. And I'll just drag this one over right below the home. And I'll call this one student registration. And I'm getting that from this one right here. So I'm just going to make a page called student registration to link to this particular icon. Okay, and I'll just give this some content. If you are a new student and would like to register, um, please, I'll just say click here. And then for the click here, I'll highlight and I'll give it a link. And let's just browse the server for any arbitrary file. It doesn't really matter. I'm just doing this for an example to show you. Please click here. Okay, so if you're new student and would you like to register, please click here. So that's a pretty arbitrary student registration page that I've created. And so another thing I can do is I can add an image to that so it gives a little bit of flair. Let me just browse and mm, not a whole lot going on this particular test site. Um, let's just use a clip art. So we'll just do the book sample one. And then I'll just say clip art for the alt text. Okay, so I'll click publish now, and I'll click save. And now I have that student registration page that I created in the top navigation because I denoted that here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open that in a new tab. And now you'll see if you're a new student and would like to register, please click here. So this page I just created for the sake of attaching to this particular icon. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to click this icon navigation, and you'll see I have student registration, online payments, staff resources, and board docs. That's all reflecting from these four icons here. So it's pretty simple. Just select the one you want to change, edit, or you just click edit here, and you'll see the name is student registration. We can change the icon if I wanted to. And for this link here, let me just delete this one here. For this link field, I'm actually going to go to the student registration page I just created. And rather than taking this entire URL here, I'm just going to take this / district part. That's the only part I need to set a relative link. Now the difference between a relative and direct link, so why I took this end part and not this entire part, is that a relative link will actually take the user to this particular path relative to the main domain here, whereas a direct link will take them to the actual direct URL. And the reason why we want to set a relative link is that if you set a direct link there, it might kind of mess up the navigation. So it might kind of take the user to your development site, or it might take them to a site that isn't as up to date. And so what I mean by that is, let's just say this particular page that I'm on, this student registration page, is part of the development site. And if I were to give it a direct link, well then once this site goes live, this student registration icon will link to that development site. So then the user would continue navigating on that development site. And that's not really what we want, because the live site might have information that the development site doesn't, and vice versa. Um, so we're going to set a relative link by inputting this /district /6659 hyphen student registration.html. Seems like a lot, it really not. When I click save here, you'll see it's set there, and I can click save all changes and close, and the page refreshes. So I'll just go to the home page, click refresh, and now the student registration page links directly to that student registration page that I just created. So that's kind of where we're going in terms of linking to the icon navigation. Again, that is done through this icon navigation part in this administration panel. So you can also absolutely create a new, just click add here, and we can link, say, like the lunch menu or something like that. Or since this is a bell, I'll say bell schedule. And then for the link, let me go to my Explorer Modern. And this time I'll link a file. So let me find a file. Let's see, do they have a bell schedule file? Probably not. Oh, they have a bell schedule file. So I'll select this bell schedule 2014 file, click the get link option, and in this alert I have your link is, and that gives me a link to the direct file. So rather than take this entire URL here, I'm just going to take this /files, all this business here, and copy that. And I'll just paste that in the link field here. So again, I'm setting the relative link to this file within this particular waukeganresponsive.cyberschool.com site. So I can put the entire part here, but again, we might be setting a link to a site that doesn't have the complete and updated information. So I'll click save, and I want to move that one down actually. Click save. Okay, now if I head to the home page, you'll see I have that bell schedule icon. So that's kind of how the icon navigation works. And so typically, rather than linking an icon to a certain page before it's created, it won't really work that way. Um, you can create a new one. Let's say give it the arrows, and then we'll say directions or something. And we can call it just about anything /district. And it's linking to, we'll see, I don't even know the page ID, and that's the first part that goes in the link. I remember 6659 was the last one I did, but you know, this might be 6660 dash directions.html, but I can't be too sure. So it's best to actually create the page first. Let me exit out. It's best to actually create the page first. Call this directions and publish now. It's best to create the page first and then take the end part. So yeah, I was right. It was 6660-directions.html, but there's no way I could have known that. Okay, so that is essentially how we create new pages and link them to that icon navigation. We can also do other things like, let's say in this directions one, I want to link to that student registration. So I can say, if you are a new student and would like to register, click here. And then I can highlight this click here, this entire click here, and then click the link icon. And for the URL, let me refresh this page actually. For the URL, I can take this student registration. I was on the right page. I can take the relative portion of this URL, copy that, and paste that in the URL there, and then click Publish Now. Okay, so now I have in this directions page, if you are a new student and would like to register, and this click here is actually a link, and it goes to the student registration page. So you see, when it comes to linking certain pages or certain modules, I can absolutely, let me go back. I can say to view the calendar, click here. And then I can say this click here is directing me to /district/events. And before I actually confirm that, I just want to show you. If I go to district events, it takes me to the calendar module. So I'll click OK, publish now. And upon clicking this click here for the calendar portion, it takes me to the calendar. So setting links in Cyberschool is actually fairly easy. Um, it's as simple as clicking this link icon and just knowing where you intend to go and what school you intend to go to. So if the school you intend to go to is denoted in the site configuration, um, in the school setup, um, in the short title here. So if I wanted to go to another school, I can just take the short title. Um, if it was like a Jefferson High School, your short title might be JHS. And so if I wanted to go to I can just say Jefferson High School calendar. I could say /JHS/events, and that will take me to the Jefferson High School events or the calendar module, excuse me. Okay. So yeah, that's essentially what's going to happen, or how you would set up links to certain pages or certain modules throughout Cyberschool. We also have the ability, if you want to set up a link to a page in your navigation, you can use this link to existing quick helper here. So I can just drag that over, and you'll see I can link to a page I've already created, say the student registration page or the directions page I've already created, or a department page or a class page that has already been created. I can also take this link to a file URL and place that down and link to any page I've already created, say this directions page. I want to say this is directions, and then put that /district/660 directions. I want to say directions 2. Okay, so now I have these two direction one here. This one goes to the directions page, and this one also goes to the directions page. Okay, so that's kind of how we set up links to pages in the top navigation, as well as the icon navigation, and within the editor as well. So as always, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. I believe our contact information is in the description, and have a great day.